National Trust members have free entry to this place and anywhere else in the country. It's under National Trust.
My name is George Nathaniel Curzon. I am a most superior person. My cheeks are pink, my hair is sleek. I dine at Blenheim twice a week. A most ridiculous piece of doggerel, but it has stayed with me all of my days. In 1886, I entered Parliament. I served as the member for Southport in Lancashire. I later became the Under-Secretary of State for India, and indeed the Under-Secretary of State for the Foreign Office.
And I'm responsible for the maintenance. I'm also dealing with the final accounts of the builders, which is a vexatious matter. And it's probably going to take some years to settle this, because it's the usual thing with builders. They say they've done things they haven't, and I know for certain a lot of stones have not been laid. As you can see, there's a lot missing from the castle, and so we have to settle this matter in the most judicious way. And of course I do have the power of the court behind me, being a chartered surveyor, and that briefly is my position here.
When I was a young man, I was a centenar and was in charge of 100 archers, but now I'm old. I can't do that anymore. And Sir Edward, I fought with Sir Edward in France, and in my old age he's given me this job as vintner for the castle, which I thoroughly enjoy. I get paid a groat a day and can wander down the village and have fun down there on good days when we're not expecting to be attacked by the French. Of course, that's the real fear, really why the castle is being built. Because of the French. They burnt Southampton, they burnt Winchelsea, they stole the church bells from Rye.
Did you do it at all? One of these bits. A circle of leather with 8 slots in it, and you have 7 threads that you tie together, and you put the knot through the hole in the middle and lay your threads out around the slots, so you have a spare slot. and from the spare slot clockwise you count 3, and you take that thread out and put it into the spare slot. The slot's now moved, so you count 3 again, and you just keep going round until you've plaited them together sufficiently to produce the thread. This is a simple rosary. The poor wouldn't have had time to have counted all five houses, all 5 stations of it, so they have 9 beads with a bell at the end, and that would have been a simple rosary for them.
As a teenager, I suffered a dreadful injury, spinal injury, whilst horse riding. It's meant that I have had to wear this wretched metal corset for most of my life. Unfortunately, it gives my stature a rather arrogant, stiff appearance. And this is something that has plagued me for all of my life.